my friends. It's your friend Kevin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As usual, I do a card of the day for you, but I started last digging a bit more into Yasmin Boland's Moonology study. I find the cycles of the moon now quite fascinating. And like I said, when I find something fascinating, I'm going to share it with you. So, with that said, the cycle of the moon, new moon, bringing in new things, going after what we want, writing down the things we want, and then the full moon, the intensity of it, the the energy of it. And we've got a full moon today, the 27th of November, 2023, in Gemini. So let me just give you a quick timing of when the full moon runs into your part of the year. So for London, the new moon happens at 09:16 in the morning. Now in Sydney, Australia, it happens at 8:15. I'm likely going to say on their 27th, which here in the US it is the next day. So they're already in the full moon cycle. Now in Los Angeles, it happens at 1:16 in the morning, which will already be as I'm recording this. And then of course New York, which is the eastern part of the US, which is the time zone I'm in, it happens at 04:16. So we've just gone into the full moon. However, what I'll add to that is we can feel the effects, I believe, you believe what you want, of the full moon energy probably a couple of 3 days before and for a day or two afterwards, meaning the intensity of it. It's almost like a build up and then a waxing of it, going into the third, what they want to call it, third cycle, fourth cycle of the moon. So with the full moon in Gemini, you wouldn't really expect a whole lot to happen. You know, easygoing on paper. It's not really aligning with any particular planet, so not much to really work with there. However, it's in a bit of a mess at the beginning of the week. And we've also got the cosmic fire of Mars, which is about war, angry words, upset, pushed into this whole mix. Um, it's about determination. Mars comes with that feeling of testosterone and that. Whoa. So, if you know you can be somewhat reactive and you can be somewhat like your fire can be lit, you can fly off the handle, I'd say in and around this full moon cycle, get into some deep breathing, 5 breaths in, 5 breaths out. Use your five affirmations: peace, love, kindness, whatever your five really good: love, kindness, peace, ease, balance. You can go through them and breathe in and breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. These things when you feel yourself being tested. The words that come up as Yasmin Boland works into this Moonology Diary 2023, the words she's using is interesting, confusing, mystical, and angry. I think there's a time and a place for anger. I think that things can invoke anger, but I also feel like anger can be something we notice we are having, experiencing, or being in. It doesn't have to be that full on going at it. It can be that feeling of, I'm angry right now, so I got to cool down, calm down, pull back, as opposed to launching straight into these verbal confrontations. So, the point I'm making, be aware that this combustible type of energy is possible, particularly since we've got this hard angle. Mercury's in a hard angle with Neptune, and Neptune's really about creating a mess of things, chaos, drama, all kinds of nonsense with that. what I want to also go through, if you want to be specific about which house in your astrological chart that this is actually going to affect, um, there's this in on page, and I'm going to go through it for those who don't have this book. On page 25 of this diary, this one right here, uh, not much point in ordering the one for 2023 because we're almost out of it. The one from 2024 has been out for a while, but it talks about your rising sign or your star sign and which house it's going to affect the most. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through in this book which house it's going to affect, the number of it. Then I'll go through the list of the houses so you can correspond your star sign, your rising sign, not your sun sign. Let's get clear. Your sun sign is where the sun was at the time you were born. So if you're born 2nd of November, your sun sign's in Scorpio. But the time and the place really brings in where the moon was and what your star sign, your rising sign. The rising sign and the star sign is how you present yourself, how you show yourself to the world, how you are mostly received, how you're mostly seen. That's your star sign. And I got a little cheat sheet here that I wrote based on somewhere in here in this notes, based on what house is where. I'll find that in a minute while I'm going through this list. But it, the first one is yourself. Then it can go into your love. It can go into your money. It can go into the work that you're doing. Let's see if I can't find it, then that makes much point in me shuffling through these papers to look for it right now. Anyway, let's see. Let's get to it. Let's see. That's the new moon. We want to go to the full moon. Here we go. Oh, wow. Okay, sorry. Okay, so here we go. To discover where the energy of the full moon is for you, find your star sign or your rising sign and see which house is involved. Then read a quick guide to that house. So, for example, Aries, you're working with third house energy in this full moon. And third house energy for Aries is going to be communication, siblings, neighbors, quick trips, and early education. If you are a Taurus, you're going to be working with second house energy, and that is dealing with cash, property, passions, values, including how you value yourself. If you are a Gemini, you're working in first house because our full moon happens to be in Gemini, and that's dealing with you, your appearance, your image, yourself, what you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself, how you identify yourself with the rest of the world. If you are in Cancer, you're in, or your rising sign is in Cancer, you're going to the 12th house. So we sort of start at the back of the pack now. And the 12th house is really about your deepest, darkest moments, your deepest, darkest secrets, the most sensitive part of your chart, your fears, your spiritualities, what you are, your shadow work, that kind of thing is governing your 12th house. If you are a Leo, you're dealing with your 11th house. Now, my star sign, my rising is Leo. My sun is Scorpio. So with Leo, you're dealing with friends, with networks, new friends, new ways of communicating, new circles. What are you wishing for? Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, how you communicate. I would say for those of us who have a Leo rising, it's writing, it's doing Christmas cards, it's writing out what you think and you feel. Go backwards again. Virgo, 10th house. 10th house is talking about career ambitions, how you make your mark on the world, what you've known, about your reputation. Um, yes, for sure. How you're seen at work, how you're seen in your career. That's all about 10th house energy. Libra, ninth house. Uh, let's see, what's ninth house is in a tra- ninth house is the study of travel, the study of great cosmic questing, the internet, higher learning, and religion, big dreams. The sun sign, the star sign of Scorpio is ninth house. Now we're talking sun, a star sign, rising sign, not your sun sign. So for Scorpio, if the rising sign is in Scorpio, your ninth house energy is going to be travel. It's going to be great cosmic questing, internet, higher learning, religion. Again, you've got big dreams coming up. If you are a Sagittarius, it's eighth house. Eighth house is credit cards, financing, money, bank balances, anything you consider to be taboo, off, like things that are different, secretive, off the chart. That's where your eighth house information is. Seventh house, Capricorn is in the seventh house. If your rising sign is Capricorn, you're dealing with seventh house energy in this full moon, and that's going to be lovers, your spouse, your partnership, even your exes, even your enemies, anything, anyone, group or person that you have a relationship with. And then, of course, if you're Aquarius, you're dealing with the sixth house. Sixth house is daily routines, work, health, just the stuff you do on a day to day basis. And if you're Aquarius, it's the fifth house. Um, Fifth house is romance, creativity, kids, your own or someone else's pursuit of pleasure, love affairs. Um, Pisces is dealing with the uh, fourth house of energy because we started with Gemini, or rather Taurus, that was in the third house. So I feel like I'm making a mess of this, but I'm doing my best. So we're talking Pisces, rising sign, fourth house information, and fourth house is home and family, all things domestic, where you belong and where your past is. Then we go to Taurus. You've got second house in Taurus, which is going to be cash, property, possessions, values, including how you value yourself. I think I've covered everybody. If you have a rising sign that I've not covered and you're not clear and you want some clarity on it, put them down in the comments below and I'll be sure to go look them up. Let me see if there's an affirmation, because usually Yasin Bolan has an affirmation that goes with this. That might be helpful for you. Let's see. Usually is, well, I don't see one. Forgive and release is what it says here. And then, what am I still angry about? Oof. You know, I don't know what about you, but about me, it is, I think it's always a good balance to talk about things that light us up, that make us get a little bit ratchet. Um, Although it's difficult for me to come from that place because I always feel like, gosh, I don't want to cause hurt to someone. Yet when doing it, I hurt myself. So I'd say to sum all this up, sorry for rambling on, um, be clear with what you're looking for. Take a step back if you feel like yourself rising up and the heat's getting there. If you find other people being reactive to you in the next few days, I wouldn't drag it out for a week. But if you're looking at, Aunt Marge or Uncle Tom or somebody else who's being a little bit crazy, understand that's full moon energy. If you're on the road, take a detour. Go the scenic route. Go the charming route. Go the soft route. Think of the light of the moon being something that you can just enlighten yourself with as opposed to getting bogged down by. Be prepared. Me personally, I use this as a heads up that I am not going anywhere that's too crowded. I'm not going into any place that might cause somebody might be causing a ruckus. And if you've got to plan a trip and you're going on a major highway, give yourself plenty of time. You may be sitting in traffic. You might be up behind a wreck or two or three. It happens. And until my card of the day tomorrow, much love and much gratitude. Thanks so much. Bye for now.